Hello, everyone. My name is James Perry, and I'm here with Todd, Caitlin, and Kenan. We're cybersecurity students at National University, and today we'll be talking about SOC 2 and how it helps businesses manage security and risk. With more companies moving to the cloud and using outside vendors, protecting sensitive data has become more important than ever. SOC 2 is a framework that helps organizations prove they have strong security and privacy controls in place. In this presentation, we'll explain what SOC 2 is, how it works, and why companies use it. We'll also go over the benefits and challenges of SOC 2 and compare it with ISO 27001, another security standard. By the end, you'll understand why SOC 2 is important for security, compliance, and risk management. Here's a quick look at what we'll be covering today. We'll start with a brief overview of SOC 2 and what it's used for. Then, we'll go into its history and structure, explaining how it became a widely accepted security framework. Next, we'll break down the 5 trust service criteria, which are the core security principles of SOC 2. After that, we'll talk about the pros and the cons of SOC 2, discussing both the benefits and some of the challenges companies face when working towards compliance. We'll then compare SOC 2 with ISO 27001, explaining how they're similar, how they're different, and when a company might choose one over the other. Finally, we'll wrap things up with a conclusion to summarize the key points from this presentation. SOC 2 is a security framework that helps organizations prove they can protect customer data. It was developed by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and is widely used by cloud service providers, SaaS companies, and tech firms. SOC 2 audits focus on 5 key areas called the trust service criteria, which are security, availability, process and integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. Companies that meet these criteria can show they have strong security measures in place. SOC 2 isn't just about passing a one-time audit. It also helps businesses improve their security policies, manage risks, and monitor for threats over time. It pushes companies to build a culture of continuous security improvement, rather than just checking boxes for compliance. At the same time, compliance doesn't always mean a system is fully secure. That's why SOC 2 includes ongoing monitoring, risk assessments, and security best practices to help businesses stay ahead of threats. For companies handling sensitive data, SOC 2 isn't just a certificate. It's a way to build trust, prevent breaches, and show customers that security is a priority.
History of SOC 2. The American Institute of Certified Public Accountants introduced SOC 2 in 2010 to address the growing need for security frameworks in cloud computing, SaaS, and managed IT services. This framework was developed to replace outdated standards like SOC 1 and SAS 70. Before SOC 2, organizations primarily used traditional security audits and self-attested compliance reports for assurance. This lacked independent third-party validation and left gaps in understanding whether vendors had robust protections against cybersecurity threats, data breaches, and operational failures, making it harder for businesses to assess vendor risk reliably. SOC 2 introduced 2 types of audits. Type 1 assesses whether security controls are designed effectively at a specific point in time. Type 2 evaluates how well security controls are maintained and functioned over an extended period. SOC 2 quickly gained adoption, especially by technology firms, cloud service providers, and SaaS companies, as it helped them gain customer trust and enhance their competitive edge. Today, SOC 2 compliance is a fundamental security standard for organizations handling sensitive data, especially in regulated industries like finance, healthcare, and e-commerce. SOC 2 compliance is often explicitly required in enterprise contracts and vendor security assessments. Components of SOC 2. The security criteria is the foundation of SOC 2 compliance. Organizations must implement robust cybersecurity measures like MFA, encryption standards, network firewalls, and IDPS. Regular access logs, incident response plans, and threat monitoring tools are essential to protect against unauthorized access and cyber threats. The availability criteria ensures systems are operational and accessible to customers. Companies must implement disaster recovery plans, redundancy strategies, and load balancing systems to minimize downtime and maintain recovery time objectives and recovery point objectives during disruptions. Processing integrity ensures data is accurate, reliable, and consistent. Validation controls, automated systems, and real-time checks prevent unauthorized data modifications, maintaining data accuracy and integrity through comprehensive audit logs. The confidentiality criteria protects sensitive information from unauthorized access. Organizations implement role-based access controls, end-to-end encryption, and data loss prevention measures to safeguard financial data, healthcare data, and PII. The privacy criteria addresses how personal information is handled and shared. Compliance with laws like GDPR, CCPA, and HIPAA ensures transparent data collection, secure storage, and proper consent management, particularly from industries handling sensitive personal data. Advantages of SOC 2. Adaptable security controls. SOC 2 offers flexible, customizable security solutions based on an organization's unique risk profile. Unlike rigid frameworks like ISO 27001 and PCI DSS, SOC 2 focuses on achieving security outcomes, making it ideal for startups and technology companies whose security needs evolve. Comprehensive regulatory compliance. SOC 2 audits cover security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. It aligns with global regulations like GDPR, HIPAA, CPPA, and NIST, allowing businesses to centralize compliance efforts and avoid redundant audits. Enhance stakeholder trust. SOC 2 builds trust with customers and stakeholders, demonstrating an organization's strong security protocols. Enterprises in finance, healthcare, and e-commerce often require SOC 2 certifications, providing a competitive advantage and boosting business credibility. Continuous security improvement. SOC 2 Type 2 audits ensure that security controls are not only in place, but are effective over time. Ongoing monitoring and continuous security management ensure long-term protection against evolving threats.
Here are the disadvantages of SOC 2 compliance. First is financial burden. Organizations face costs ranging from $20,000 to over $100,000 annually, placing smaller businesses at a competitive disadvantage against larger enterprises with established security teams. Second, SOC 2 is very time-intensive. Type 2 audits can take up to a year to complete, requiring continuous monitoring and documentation. Unlike other certifications, SOC 2 must be renewed annually, creating ongoing administrative responsibilities. Third, SOC 2 provides an audit report rather than a formal certification. Many organizations still need to implement additional frameworks to meet specific regulatory requirements, increasing compliance complexity. Fourth, the lack of specific security requirements leads to inconsistent implementation between organizations. Without experienced cybersecurity staff, some organizations create substandard security measures that meet minimum requirements but leave vulnerabilities. SOC 2 compliance doesn't guarantee security protection. It only evaluates controls at specific moments or timeframes and doesn't prevent future security incidents without ongoing monitoring and enhancement. Additionally, reports aren't public, making verification difficult. Despite these challenges, many organizations find SOC 2 valuable when balanced with other security frameworks. There are key differences in scope between SOC 2 and ISO 27001. SOC 2 functions primarily as an audit framework specifically designed for technology service providers like software as a service platforms and cloud services. In contrast, ISO 27001 serves as an international information security management standard across all industries and organization sizes. SOC 2 provides audit reports rather than formal certification. These reports can be shared with customers and stakeholders, but lack the global recognition of ISO's formal certification, which remains valid for 3 years with surveillance audits. ISO mandates a comprehensive information security management system, with documented policies, governance structures, and improvement methodologies following the Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle. SOC 2 focuses more narrowly on meeting trust services criteria through properly designed and operating control systems. While both frameworks address information security, ISO offers broader scope with formal certification and comprehensive security governance, while SOC 2 provides a more targeted, flexible approach specifically for technology service providers. Here are certification aspects of SOC 2 and ISO 27001. ISO 27001 provides a formal certification, while SOC 2 offers audit reports. ISO certification is globally recognized, valid for 3 years, and serves as a powerful compliance instrument for worldwide business operations. In contrast, SOC 2 lacks this formal certification status. The verification processes differ. ISO requires an initial certification audit, followed by annual surveillance audits to maintain status over its 3-year validity period. SOC 2 requires complete annual audits, with Type 1 assessments examining controls at a single point in time, and Type 2 assessments evaluating controls over a 3 to 12-month period. Transparency is another difference. ISO certification status is publicly verifiable and widely recognized across international markets. SOC 2 reports remain confidential, requiring direct requests from organizations to access them, creating less transparency in the compliance verification process. ISO is recognized by governments worldwide and fulfills data protection standards throughout Europe, Asia, and globally. SOC 2 is predominantly utilized in North America as a best practice rather than a mandatory legal compliance requirement. From a certification perspective, ISO offers stronger long-term security compliance with its 3-year certification style and formal international recognition, while SOC 2 provides more frequent verification through its annual audit cycle, but with less formal standing in the global regulatory landscape.
Okay, let's break down the key differences between SOC 2 and ISO 27001 regarding security controls. ISO 27001 is based on Annex A's 114 controls across 14 domains, providing a structured, prescriptive framework. It requires organizations to implement an Information Security Management System, or ISMS, and continuously improve security risk through risk assessment, internal audits, and corrective actions. On the other hand, SOC 2 follows a more flexible, risk-based approach, focusing on the trust service criteria, security, availability, processing integrity, confidentiality, and privacy. Unlike ISO, SOC 2 doesn't mandate specific controls, but evaluates how effectively an organization implements safeguards to meet security objectives. ISO 27001 demands structured, mandatory controls aligned with business risks, while SOC 2 allows variable implementations tailored to each organization's unique environment. Ultimately, ISO is ideal for global security certification, while SOC 2 is widely adopted in North America for service provider assurance. Both are powerful frameworks. Your choice depends on compliance needs, regulatory requirements, and customer expectations. Choosing between SOC 2 and ISO 27001 depends on your business model, compliance needs, and long-term strategy. If your technology service provider, especially in North America, SOC 2 might be the better fit. It's designed for cloud-based and SaaS compliance, offering a flexible, anti-audit-based approach to security, availability, and confidentiality, key factors for customer assurance. For businesses operating globally or handling multiple regulatory requirements, ISO 27001 provides a more structured, internationally recognized information security management system. It's ideal for organizations needing a formal risk-based approach to security. When considering compliance, SOC 2 reports validate security controls for customer trust, while ISO 27001 offers a certification that demonstrates long-term security commitment. Resources matter too. SOC 2 audits are quicker and can be tailored to your existing security posture, while ISO 27001 requires ongoing ISMS maintenance, internal audits, and certification renewals. Finally, for long-term strategy, ISO 27001 supports scalability and regulatory alignment, whereas SOC 2 ensures third-party assurance for tech-driven services. Ultimately, your choice depends on market demands, regulatory requirements, and internal capabilities. Some companies even implement both for maximum security credibility. In conclusion, SOC 2 is a critical framework for ensuring security data handling, particularly for technology service providers managing sensitive customer information. It focuses on trust, transparency, and security makes it essential for business handling cloud services, SaaS platforms, and third-party data processing. One of SOC's biggest strengths is its flexibility. It's customizable to an organization's unique risk environment, allowing businesses to implement controls that align with their specific security needs rather than following a rigid checklist. However, this flexibility comes with challenges. SOC 2 audits can be costly, resource intensive, and time consuming, requiring continuous monitoring and strong internal controls to pass stringent third party assessments. Despite these challenges, SOC 2 and ISO 27001 are not competing frameworks, they're complementary. While ISO 27001 provides a structured, globally recognized ISMS, SOC 2 demonstrates operational effectiveness through periodic audits. Together, they create a robust security posture that meets both international and customer-driven security demands. Ultimately, SOC 2 is a powerful tool for building trust and providing security in a dynamic, risk-driven digital landscape.